Welcome back to Free Failing. I'm Jess K.
And I'm Jess T.
And today we're going to talk about a topic actually we talk about often just
Mhm,
amongst ourselves. So
mhm.
I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. I think it's also a trending thing. So it's called reframing. So I've always thought that I kind of do this naturally a little because I joke that I have dissociative disorder where if something bad happens, I'll block it out and just be like, this is all for the good, or this is just supposed to happen, or,
Mhm.
maybe if this bad thing didn't happen, I would have gotten in a car and gotten in a car
Yeah.
accident. But
I mean, your dissociating is a little different.
yeah,
A little different. It's like
yeah.
going to a whole nother place in your mind. But you do say that all the time. You're like, no, no problem.
Yeah, like,
I'll just
it'll be
dissociate.
okay. Well, reframing is actually taking what's happening to you.
Yes. And applying a new rationale for it altogether,
Yeah,
I think. So, and when you have a new rationale for what went wrong or what your negative thought is,
yeah,
it kind of allows that to stick
yeah,
as the new sticky note
yeah.
that covers it's like a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Well, it's really perspective
Yeah.
shifting. And I've always been
Yeah.
a big believer in, and it's not revolutionary. I didn't think of this, but it's like your perspective changes everything. Just like being grateful
Mhm.
changes everything.
Mhm.
So in terms of like what we are in right now is like post-divorce midlife and just figuring out
Yeah.
ourselves and what we're gonna do for the next 50 years. I feel like the reframing thing is really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, there's nothing new under the sun, and that whole positive self-talk and positive thinking was a whole vibe for a
Yeah.
while. So I think it was almost too much. We've
Yeah.
heard of it too much that we didn't actually apply it.
Yeah.
But now when life gets hard enough, you're like,
Yeah.
you will pull out every stop. I'm gonna positive think. I'm gonna affirm myself. I'm gonna reframe. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do everything that you can. So,
Yep.
but I love a good reframe because it almost seems like, for me, it almost seems like an enlightenment type of thing, or like
Mhm.
what do you call that when you? It's like revelation, actually, because
Mm, mhm.
I'll be so stuck on a thought, and it'll have me wrapped up in anxiety or fear or worry.
Yeah.
And once I reframe it, it takes away the anxiety, the fear, the worry, the guilt,
Mhm.
the shame. And it's not like I'm lying. It's not like a lie to yourself. It's a truly new perspective,
It's
like
just
you
a
said. It's
different
just,
way of thinking about something,
mm-hmm.
and there's always different ways of thinking about things. I
Yeah.
actually even love this in work settings where you, like, brainstorm with people and you're like, "Okay," like, you problem solve, or in marketing, like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in marketing, it's, like, just different ways of yeah, like, even just pitching a story, like, I'm in publicity for my full-time job, like, there's
Mm.
so many different ways of even
Yeah.
looking at a book, like, what readers would this appeal to, or what
Mm-hmm.
message is this? How many different people will this appeal to, like readership
Mm-hmm.
groups. So,
Right.
yeah.
Or how to market it. Yeah, it's making me think of, as a teacher right now, I'm teaching volume, and it's like going from a two-dimensional base to a three-dimensional
Hmm.
whatever.
Mhm.
But a lot of kids are having a hard time seeing it, so all day we're spending, like, well, you can see it this way, or you could see the layers cut this way, or you could see the layers cut this way, or you could, it's just, even in math, you're like, you can do the expression because it's multiplication, you could do anyway, the point is a lot of kids see it one way
Hmm.
naturally, and other kids see it another way naturally. So I think with us, when you collaborate and talk, not just us, but
Mhm.
like you said, in a work setting, it's only then when you even can see it from, you're like, oh, I never saw it that way. And it's encouraging,
Yeah.
or it can help heal. So
Yeah. Totally.
yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I've had to do this big time because just just getting a divorce once and then living alone, that's like a hard thing to have to just navigate
Yeah.
and regroup your life.
Hmm.
So I'm in the process, or have been having to reframe after a second divorce.
Yeah.
So it's like another layer of thoughts of like again, and
Mm.
more guilt, and
Mhm.
not to like play the sympathy card here for myself, a pity party, but I feel like I'm
Mhm.
standing at a
Mhm.
place where I've learned to really look at what I've gone through, what lessons God's
Mhm.
teaching me. how I am different now than I was going through my first divorce when I wasn't as
Right.
emotionally attuned or wasn't trusting God enough.
Yes.
So now I'm like, okay, this is just the next part of my story. And
Mhm.
I am going to have a different
Yeah.
testimony because I had one after the first
Right.
divorce. And this is just going to, there's so many things. Like
Right.
I've thought of so many things where it's like, okay, instead of the negative or the enemy
Mm.
frame that wanted me to believe
Yep.
is you are just a failure at relationships. Like,
Yeah.
you are obviously the common denominator here. How can you even give parenting advice in any capacity when you've dragged your kids through 2
Oh my
divorces,
gosh,
right?
100%.
But
It's
yeah, a and on and on and on, but now
mm,
I'm coming up on a year divorce, and
mhm,
so many things are better, and I say that in our family life, not
mhm,
advocating divorce or saying I'm not sad that we went to divorce, but so many things have been healed in our family life, like me and my children specifically, and just in me, where I could see where God so used it for
mhm,
good,
mhm.
and that's my whole thing with the reframing.
Yes.
I feel like the longer you know God,
Mhm.
you can look back and think to yourself, wow, I didn't think I was going to get out of that. Or I don't think he was going to open that door. Or I didn't
Yeah,
think I'd end up getting over that person or whatever, finding that
I
job.
know.
So the more you trust God and the more
Mhm,
you experience his goodness and his
mhm.
faithfulness allows you to just naturally be able to have that perspective shift, almost like apply the heavenly perspective, like almost like put
Yeah.
a frosting over
Yes.
the panic and the stress and the
Mhm.
paralysis that sometimes you're feeling after divorce or just going
Yeah.
through heartache or stress or whatever,
Yeah.
parenting stress. So, yeah, I think that's my biggest thing with a reframing. It naturally happens the older you get
Yep.
and the longer you walk
Because
with the
you've
Lord.
built there's history that has been built and trust that has been built.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to have faith in God, but that faith
Until it's
grows over
tested,
time.
man, it's
Exactly.
like, I don't know. Some of my biggest,
Exactly.
I mean, almost all of my testimonies, even the financial ones of crazy
Mhm.
stories. I was just telling my kids, like, guys, God has done crazy things on financial life. Well, if I wasn't struggling or
Yep.
broke in this one scenario that I
Right.
was talking about, I wouldn't have a
Yep.
crazy miracle
Yep.
story. So
Yeah, there's
it's,
the piece of you could reframe it in the moment so that you could get through, but then even after, like, if you're in a crisis or whatever the situation is, or there's the bigger picture where you could look back later
yes.
and reflect on it all, and hindsight is 2020, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Wow, if like you said, if I hadn't been broke, I wouldn't know how good God is.
Yeah.
If this didn't happen, we wouldn't be as close as we are now." So even if there's a breakage in a relationship, maybe that was necessary
Totally.
instead of just, I don't know, covering and covering and
Yeah.
covering.
Yeah. And I love how you said big picture. Big picture used to be my screensaver. Like remember in the or like 2000s, like the
Yeah.
razor phones, and sometimes you'd put like a screen, like a word to opening.
Yes.
And mine was always big picture because
Ooh.
I feel like it helps with anything. So picture if you're
Mhm.
going through like a work crisis or your
Yeah.
kid is going through a horrible phase.
Yes.
If you just do big picture, it's like, okay, this is a speck in my life.
Yep.
Everything changes.
You're making me think of the expression, "Have to see the forest through the trees."
Hmm.
So
Can you
that's
explain that? Because I don't get that.
Oh, really? It's exactly what you just said. It's basically
Okay. It's much
big
prettier than
picture.
big picture,
So
like
if you're in the forest
uh-huh,
and you're lost, let's say,
uh-huh.
or you're just in it, all you can see sometimes is the tree in front of you.
Okay.
And
Oh, okay, yes, you can't see the forest, you're just like this picture.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but if you zoom out, you can see that there's a whole forest through that one tree.
Yes.
So
I love that.
that's so purely perspective right there. It's like, are you
Yes,
looking at it from
100%.
here, or are you stuck like
Yes.
stress, stress, stress,
Yes.
stress, and knocking your
Yep. And haven't you done
Mhm.
that? Like, sometimes I'll just be in the
Always.
moment if I'm at, like, a work meltdown or I'm,
Mhm.
like, about to email something and it's like, okay, like,
Mhm.
this is actually a great job. This person is actually not
Mhm.
malicious. It could I think of a boss that I had years ago that was truly a bad not that I
Mhm.
have a bad boss, but I'm just, like, thinking of, like,
Yeah, when you wanna
just
complain about something,
yeah,
you
or,
you
like
can remember worse.
yeah, yeah, or you get hung up on things. It's just,
Yeah.
like, big picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and something else you said about, like, of course, the devil has a frame for you. The
Mhm.
devil has already defined it.
Yep.
And he
Cracked, nasty
yeah,
Walmart frame.
yes, that he
Which always breaks.
wants to make you believe is you
Yes.
in a distorted image, and
Mm,
we too many times that's the picture that's being presented in that horrible situation. It's being presented to us like, there you go again, you're a failure. There you go again, you're never going to be um solid enough to stay married or whatever the
yep,
case
there
is
you
like
go,
you were
losing your
saying.
temper,
Mm,
got something wrong with you,
yes,
there's a demon
yes.
in you. Yep, there
Yeah.
it is, no one else yells like
Or, oh
that.
my god, I'm a terrible yeah, I'm a terrible person. I can't why did I do that? And it's like, yeah, look at what you did.
Episode.
But when you reframe, it's literally taking every thought captive
Mm,
and correcting it with how God sees you
yes.
or what he created you to be, or that he's going to take care of it because
Yeah,
he knew it was going to happen in the first place. So
totally.
that's the reframe.
And that, what you just said, that's another big, how we talk about, I always talk about like mantras. I think we all have our like either scripture or just thought or like
Mhm.
belief about God or whatever that you tell yourself when you're
Mhm.
panicking. And mine is always God is not surprised. So God knew that this was going to happen and he already has a plan.
Yep.
God is bigger than, I would say God is bigger than my mess. But
Yep.
like, especially with kid things, if I'm in
Mhm.
like a needing to refrain parenting things.
Mhm.
What's cool is because the last episode when we were interviewing a guest, she's like, God doesn't choose your husband, you choose your
Mhm.
husband. And I was thinking about later, but God chooses our kids.
Mm.
He does. He chooses our kids. So whatever they're going through, however we failed them,
Yeah.
whatever God knew, and he still, this is
Yeah.
not beyond repair. This is
Yes.
going to change. There's
Right.
healing in this. And it's really hard with
Yeah.
mom things for me. 'Cause
And he chose you for them
yes.
because he bore them into your from your womb or into your household. So he knew what was going to happen.
Hmm.
And as much as that hurts, because we don't ever want to hurt our children or make a mistake or have them watch a divorce or watch
Hmm.
whatever the case may be, he can use it to mold them.
Totally.
He could use our mistakes, he could use their mistakes, just like he's used our mistakes
Yep.
build our character.
Yep. And he'll fill in the gaps where we let
Yes.
down. Like,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, we might not see it. I have 3 kids and there's always something that I'm concerned about. But here's what's cool is that now they're older. I mean, mine are 16, 17, 24. They've all gone through things. And
Mhm.
I can sit here saying, I'm on the other side of the mountain
Yep.
with that. And so I still
Mhm.
might be climbing with this one and
Mhm.
this issue, but God saw me through and it feels like a miracle. It just
Yeah.
helps when you're
It
in it.
does,
So,
because
like
you're not just in it with your kids, you're in it with yourself. You're still growing,
right.
you're still overcoming things. It's like trying to save your
It's like
children.
climbing a mountain with a dead weight. With a
Yes,
right? It's
yes,
climbing a slippery mountain with
yes. I was
icy
gonna say
mountain.
trying to be like a lifeguard and the waves keep like you're trying to save them, but then it's like
That's what divorce motherfuckers do
yes, it's
sometimes.
just like
It's
never
like,
ends. It's like
oh,
here comes another wave,
exactly.
and then you're like, but don't worry, I promise, I'm gonna, like,
It's gonna be
I'm
great.
gonna save you. It's like, and you're like, oh, there goes another whatever. Yes,
Yeah.
another bomb blew up in my life.
Yes.
Oh, you
It,
just told me a massive new thing about you that I never knew. Okay. And you just like, just, and at
I know.
some point you're just doggy paddling and you're just like,
I
we're
know.
all going to
At
make it
some
out of
point,
here.
you're just like, need a life vest and just float
Yes.
for a while and
Yes.
just
Sometimes you
pray.
need you need the
Yeah.
savior,
Yeah.
literally. So,
Yep. So that's a big area where it helps.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So it could be big crisis. Um, it could even be reframing any bad stage in your life. So like postpartum
Mm.
and that's a hard one too. How do you reframe that when you might have missed time out or you might have felt like your baby somehow lacked love,
Mm.
but they're going to be okay because God probably filled in the gaps and God had angels singing over that baby or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
And now you have a new depth of character that you can help another woman through that. So
Mm.
like that's a sucky thing. And it's not, you don't want to, again, lightly just reframe it, but you really are going to be a better friend, mother,
Yep.
sister
Yeah.
to other people, for instance. Like it could be anything like that.
Yep. Totally. Yeah.
And it could be the littlest thing. Like,
Mhm.
what could we reframe that's a little thing?
Well, I remember, like, not being able to exercise or work out. Like, I
Mm.
hurt my back months ago, and it's the worst for me because 'cause I'm active and I just love working out and stuff.
Mhm.
So I was, like, so pouty. I'm like, why is this happening, God?" It was just bad timing, and I felt like it's like, "Huh, well, I feel like I really needed to just slow down and when I would have been working out,
Mm.
one of my kids was around, and we had a really good conversation, like, a long, like, 2
Mm.
hours worth,
Oh.
and I just heard God say, "You would have been at the gym."
Hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm not one of those people that say I heard God say hardly
Yeah,
ever. So
yeah.
whether it was a Holy Spirit or just a thought. So
Right.
I was so grateful. I'm like, thank you for this.
Yes.
I had a feeling I was just supposed
Yes.
to be in the house.
Yep.
And that's happened. Those weird little things have happened a lot. So
Mhm.
you know what it does is when bad quote unquote,
Yep.
especially inexplicable things happen, like a car accident, you
Mhm.
hurt your back, or you
Mhm.
didn't get a promotion at work, or just things that like,
Mhm.
why not? It just doesn't even make sense.
Mhm.
I have learned that the ones that don't make sense, God's most in.
I
Like,
hope so.
or a friend turning on you, or some weird like
I
drama where you're
hope
like,
so.
what the heck?
Oh my gosh. I feel
Well, because
like
we were just talking about an example of, like, I was
yeah.
gonna go for another job, didn't
Yeah.
get it. Didn't make sense, you guys, like,
It was your
it was like
an epically good job that you thought was so amazing
and
and
they came to
mhm.
me, they begged me, I knew the person, it was like, "What in the guacamole is going on?" And lo and behold, a year later,
Mhm.
found the job I'm in, which is an actual dream job, and look and nothing about that
Mhm.
job would compare. So that's a little more
Yeah.
trite and
Yeah.
less soul-shattering.
Or it could go so deep. I was thinking when you introduced what reframing is, it made me think of that therapy that we've been talking about.
Okay, yes.
Whatever that was called. ART, it's art. We gotta look it
Yeah.
I gotta look it
So that's the thing though with the reframing, because at first
Mhm.
I was like, well, does this just sound so fluffy, floofy, like new agey, like, oh, it's self-fulfilling prophecy and just think and it
No,
won't
just
manifest. But the reframing is scientific. So it's brain science. So if you tell yourself truth and it's
Mhm.
actually truth, and every time, so say I was in a relationship and it just ended after 3 months, and now I'm like, oh, it's like, okay, that was another failure. It's sad.
Mhm.
Or thank God it was only 3 months. Thank God I didn't meet my kids. Thank God that he's given me the wholeness now to actually walk away where years and years this didn't happen, but
Right, right.
it's like a breakup is sad or you can
Mhm.
reframe it. So that's not delusional stuff. Mm, You're training your brain to think differently
Yes.
because neural pathways can be grow again after you stop thinking the same. So I could just keep on telling
Yeah,
myself
yeah,
it's a
new
good thing. It's not a sad thing.
pathway. You're
It's
creating a new
praise,
pathway. Yeah, there's
yeah,
so much actually happening under the surface for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
It's
So I think it ties into that. I think the reframing is
yeah,
right in the same lane as that. So it's not just like fluffy, fluffy, like, just think differently about your situation, because
yeah,
thoughts create actions and behavior changes,
right.
so, yeah. And
Okay.
then yeah.
I found it. It's called accelerated resolution therapy, and it helps you resolve and address traumas.
Mhm.
And then when you have a new trigger, the new memory is going to come up, and
Mm.
then you won't really have all the emotional responses attached to the trigger. But
Totally.
you
See that.
had to actually actively reframe it in a REM space. So for deep traumas, you can literally go, this still does work.
Mm.
It doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just how our brains work, you know?
So
So
fascinating,
it is. And
right?
I really do want to do that for a few specific
Mhm. I
gut,
do
gut
too.
punches I've gotten in
Yeah.
life, you know?
Yeah. I need to find a therapist again.
You say that every
Say it every
episode.
episode!
Eh,
I know.
I can't live without it anymore. It's been
Yeah.
yeah.
But besides being scientific, it's
Mhm.
biblical,
Mhm.
which we were talking about before,
Mhm.
the whole take your every thought
Yeah.
captive. There's so many scripture. I think I'm gonna put them
Yeah.
in the notes section of thought
Right.
patterns. And
Or even
every
like,
morning is
oh,
his
mercies
mercies are
renew.
new every
Yep.
morning, the renewed mind.
Mhm.
There's so many
Mhm.
scriptures on the
Mhm.
renewed mind that I'll find.
Yeah.
Can't come to mind. Should Google
Yeah.
'em now.
Renew your mind by the washing of the word.
Yep. Okay, yeah.
So download his perspective and your mind will be renewed and you'll lose
And it's just applying, so really it's just applying his perspective
Mhm.
to everything we're trying to have a different perspective of. And that to
Right.
me, that makes it easy because
Mhm.
let's think of any scenario. You can instantly be like, well, how does God see that? Like, what does God say
True.
about that? Right.
True.
Even the silly ones.
Mhm.
Right. So it's like, I don't know, like if I'm struggling with money, it's like, well, there's always been a way
Yep, God will make a
before.
way where there is no way.
And then if I feel bad about that, well, if I stayed married, it wouldn't have been such a struggle. Well, did God want me to get married in the first place? In my case, no.
Mhm.
So we can't go back and look
Yeah,
at
was that
that
actual
as
disobedience?
right.
Mhm.
So we're not gonna glamorize that. So it's a little more effort, but if
Yeah.
you really want to get to the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
that's a way to reframe. It's just
I think
applying his.
that also helps people not to I think other people should reframe other people's situation, if that makes sense. Like, instead of judge
Yes.
Yeah, say what I'm trying to say.
I think when you're questioning the behaviors or decisions or lifestyles of friends and loved ones who you really love, and you're
Yeah.
like, why are they doing that? Or why aren't they
Or why
doing that?
could
Why
they
didn't
do
they
that?
not
Yeah.
learn yet? Step back, apply the faith. Like, we all are of the same God. God will get us. We're all learning in different ways. We're all on different
Oh.
journeys. God could be, and here's the thing, God could be working through that person or doing something that's not
Mhm.
tangible, or you're
Mhm.
supposed to be going through that hardship
Right.
because he's teaching you something. It might be the last, this one
Yeah.
might be the one that breaks her, folks. But you are going to unfortunately have to stand by and be
And
supportive and
watch.
not
Right.
just like hail out your constant, like,
Right. And I mean, I get that also biblical. This episode's pretty
very deep.
deep, but you are supposed to be a watchman and call out things.
But I
But
think
that's different than a
that's church
hovering.
leadership stuff, isn't
Oh,
it?
that's
Isn't, I think
true.
that's like
That's true.
calling out hypocrisy and crookedness and sin amongst leaders in the
Okay,
church.
right.
This is like
Not
you're watching your homegirl.
micromanaging your friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Or just
Or your
sitting there.
ex-wife
Sure.
or
Yeah.
or your children. For real though.
Right. It's like,
Or your
great.
employees.
Yeah. Because God
Yeah.
has grace through the slow reframing. God
Mhm.
has grace even if we don't reframe. Like his mercies are ever new. Like never making an excuse or condoning purposeful sin.
Right.
But besides that, God will get you through.
Yeah.
This too shall
He
pass.
will come to your rescue. He's not there to accuse you.
Yes.
It's like this is deep, but
Yeah.
it's the devil who's the accuser of the brethren. So the people like this, it's scary actually. I don't want to.
Hmm.
Ooh, I feel
Don't. No, no, no.
okay. But honestly, it's like, yeah, it
Yeah.
says in the Bible that the devil's the accuser of the brethren. He loves to stand there and say, "Look at what you did. Look what you did. Why do you keep doing that?
Mm.
I
Yeah.
can't believe you did that." He likes to shame. It's God is like, "I'm nearer to you than ever before. I'm
Yeah.
with you."
As far as the east is to the
Yes.
west.
I throw your sins in the sea of forgetfulness. Like it's love and rescue and protection and covering and help.
Yeah.
My grace is sufficient for you. So that's different.
Yeah.
It looks
Totally.
different, feels different
Yeah. And that's why I think the ultimate reframe is God works all things for the good.
together for those who, yes,
So
I agree.
that I feel like, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
like,
ultimate because no matter that mean that's the whole big picture because if that's the
yeah,
forest.
like all things.
Yes.
So
All
if
things.
I got a third divorce, guess what? He would
God's
work
gonna work
that out for, I would
for
be
good.
okay. I would have peace. I would have joy. He would
Mhm.
meet all my needs. He wouldn't let me go
Mhm.
without. I would live an
Mhm.
abundant life.
You'd learn a great lesson, another great lesson. Your character would be deeper. Your faith hopefully would be deeper.
Yeah.
It reminds me again. I'm sorry to talk about. I'm just back at school, so
Oh, yeah.
back in teacher mode. But we have this warm up, a math warm up, and it'll say like which one doesn't belong or which two match. But the warm up actually has no wrong answers because
Mm,
it's like engagement to get everyone
yeah.
involved and collaborating. But that's what I almost feel like the way that I'm sitting here thinking that's what life is like.
Mm,
It's all about perspective. It's like, well, I think B goes with C because they both have 12 cubes. But then maybe C actually also could go match with D because they're both solid
mm,
figures or
mhm.
whatever. And it's like, that's life. Like, in other words, sometimes I tell the students, I'm like, guys, there's no wrong answer. And I just feel like
Mm.
that's what I'm hearing God say. Like,
Yeah.
there's no wrong answer. You can't really mess this up.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna get like no more shallow and worldly, but
Okay.
there's this movie called The Adjustment Bureau with Emily Blunt and Matt Damon.
I
It's old,
probably
like
watched
15
it.
years
I'm
ago,
gonna
but
watch it again.
it's all about. I love it, but it's all about how we're all on a path, and if you take the wrong door or go in the wrong
Hmm.
elevator,
Hmm.
then it shows the God figure reworking the
Yeah.
path like a puzzle,
Yeah.
and you'll always get to where you're supposed to go. And I never believed that. And I remember
Mm.
going through a rough time. It was a mutual friend actually. They like Facebooked it to me. He's like, because I'm like, don't worry, I'll get back on the right path. I'm on the right path. And
Hmm.
he's like, Jess, there is no right path. You are on the right path. If
Mm.
you have Jesus and you're
Hmm.
following him, you're on the right path.
Hmm.
And it was like, I didn't even know if I believed it. I was
Yeah.
like, gee, I really want to believe that,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
closer to that now.
If there's an intelligent designer God, I feel like even most religions could believe that because it's
Hmm.
like either way, at the bottom, at the core of it, we believe that there's an intelligence or
Yeah.
that this was all designed with a specific plan in place. So, yeah, there should be no mistakes happening. You know what I mean? But the way you said the Adjustment Bureau, it also reminded me of like choose your own adventure books. No,
Totally. Oh, and man, are we oh, I didn't choose these adventures though.
I know.
Can't wait.
I know.
I thought I chose the right. I thought I was in the Hawaii
That's true.
and I'm now in the North Pole
Yeah,
of
but that's the whole
relationship
thing.
adventures.
In Choose Your Own Adventure, you didn't really choose the adventure either. The author really did. He just gave you the
That
illusion.
makes me feel better. That makes me feel like I
He
wasn't
gave
a
you the
total
illusion of
like,
it
yeah.
because at the end of the day, it still has to all come together for an
Yeah.
epic ending. So
Yeah, and it will have an epic ending. I just can't wait to get out
pray
of
to
North
God. I pray
Pole.
to God.
Uh,
Oh, and you said, you said, what did you
I hope
say?
this is inspiring you guys. We're so encouraged.
You said, oh, the biggest. What did you say? Not the biggest mess ups, but kind of, or the ones that make the least sense.
Yeah.
God's in the most, girl.
Especially
It's
things
like,
that happen to you, like out of your control.
yeah,
So from divorce, it
yeah,
takes two, right?
true,
So I wouldn't
true, true.
apply that, but like, yeah,
Some of the
just
other
like
bigger things,
yeah, like lose your job, your company closes, and you have
mm-hmm.
to. It's just
COVID, or
crazy.
all the ways that
Yeah,
life has
that's. I
hit
feel
us.
like God's so in that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, what do you think about, like, we talked about how this can be useful and scientific,
Mhm.
and so scientific that it could be used in almost not like a hypnosis type thing, but almost. Um, do you think it could go toxic in the other way? Like, we could reframe our way out of.
Like delusional thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it could be so delulu that it's actually not good for us, or is delulu good?
I
What are your
don't
thoughts?
know. I've really depended on my Delulu thoughts. I feel like I here's the thing. I think if you're not acknowledging and
Yeah.
like feeling the reality of what you're trying to reframe and just
Mhm.
blocking it out and then not trying to
Mm.
actively engage in making that reframe happen, what you want to
Mm.
happen or whatever,
Mhm. Mhm.
then yeah, I think it's probably not productive. Like if you're just and
Yeah.
I'm so guilty of that. Like
But that's like denial delulu.
denial, delusion, like, "La, la, la," like, "Of
Yeah,
course
yeah.
I'll just, like" people do it for different reasons, like the girl who, like, never goes on a date, and
Yeah.
it's like, "I'm gonna find a husband," or like,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
like the
don't know.
denial. That is where the almost dissociative part is,
Yeah,
because you just put yourself in a delusional world and you
yeah.
don't address the thing. But I guess the delulu that is like viral type of thing right now is more like the extent of the reframing, or how far you'll believe for
Oh,
yourself, which could
yeah.
be good.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that more than the alternative, right? So
Right.
even this podcast, I could choose to believe we're gonna just going to be huge. Guys, we're going to quit our
Yeah.
jobs and we're going to do one of these every day. So you get to see this magic happen every day from my living room.
Mel
I
Robbins is our next guest.
Right, like, I would but, like, I'm a, like, "Why not?"
Yep.
But I feel like if you do that, we're also busting our butt, like, I work really like, we're
Mhm,
working
mhm,
really
mhm,
hard, so
mhm.
it's like yeah, I think if you're just gonna say that and then not put in the work and make
Right.
the
Okay. Okay.
sacrifices, then
Okay.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Even if you apply it to dating
It's a little manifesty.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
I or maybe the new age people are stealing the manifestation
True.
from the
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
biblical, there's so much
Yeah.
of that kind of scripture in there.
Yeah.
As a man thinketh, so will he be or whatever.
Or speak things into existence, or God is a creative God.
Yeah.
So we should create with our words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing is impossible. So if
Yeah.
you put the scripture, nothing is
Yeah.
impossible for those who are in Christ Jesus, well, why
Right.
can't we? But
Yes.
but but that's the thing. You want to be intelligent about it. So yeah, nothing's impossible. But Jesus would then be like, "Well, girl, you have to stop watching Netflix to like learn how to actually
And
edit a
actually go to the
podcast." So
gym.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, but
but
we'll believe it. Mel, our schedule is wide open for
yeah, we'll see
you.
you in 2027.
Yeah.
2027.
Yeah. It's not even that far.
All right, I
Okay.
know. So I
There you
feel
go.
like
I
for
love it.
those people that, for listeners who have not done this before, you're kind of like, well, that sounds very ethereal and kind of,
Mhm.
what are you even talking about? The number one thing is just think about the situation that you're in that is not ideal or is making you sad or just
Mhm.
happening. So it's a crisis.
Mhm.
And the number one thing is to pray because that'll help you get God's perspective. That'll help the wrong emotions and the lies
Mhm.
dissipate and help you to think
Mhm.
clearer about the situation.
Mhm.
And then
And purge it a little.
yeah,
And purge.
exactly. And that'll take the
Mhm.
power away of
Mhm.
whatever problem it is.
Mhm.
And then find the truth. We always talk about replace lies with truth. So if you believe in the Bible, look up scriptures. eh,
There's
Yeah.
so much.
And then just it's kind of like rinse and repeat. So it's like you don't just
Mhm.
reframing isn't like a one-time thing.
Mhm.
It's just like brain pathways, just
Mhm.
like training yourself to think differently. And it will get easier and it will
Yeah.
happen naturally. It's real.
Yeah.
I don't think people are born a pessimist or I don't think if I have negative thought patterns or she's a negative Nelly.
Mm.
I think that can change. I think you can
Yeah.
absolutely
Because
change that.
you have to interrupt the thought,
Yeah.
which is taking it captive,
Yeah.
and then do something about it, which would be prayer, meditation, and what else did you say?
Well, it depends on what you're
Okay.
sometimes if you're stuck and there's
Mhm.
nothing you could do, but
True.
yeah, I mean, action could just be talking to your friends about it in a different way and
True.
asking for like, hey, support in
Right.
the different approach to this. If you're going through something with your
Mhm.
ex or a co-parenting situation, right? It's
Oh,
like, I'm
yeah.
not going to let this take me down. I'm going to take the high road. I'm going to act different.
Mhm.
This is going to pass. And yeah, talk to positive people that can think
Yeah.
similarly.
Or who have been through the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to go to someone who's been through it, not to have a pity party,
Mhm.
but because they can give you perspective because now they've come out of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is where we were talking about this, but I have a coworker who went through something similar to what I've been going through. And one thing she said to me was, she goes, "But you know what I have now?" And I was like, "What?" Because, like, what good could come out of things like this sometimes? And she's like, "I have peace because I had to literally learn how to get to a place of peace fast
Mm.
to continue to do my job or to continue to live life." Like,
Wow.
if you let yourself get down and down and down, or you're just overwhelmed or anxious, yeah, you can stay in that, but
Mhm.
how do you function? So she
Mhm.
was like, because I had to function, I had to figure out how to get to peace the quickest and
Mhm.
most efficient way.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's so good," because that is a big lesson to learn because we're gonna get hit again. It's
Yeah.
gonna come again.
Yep.
So
Yes.
can we get to peace quicker?
Mm,
Can we
yeah.
take the thought captive quicker? Can
Yeah.
we reframe it quicker? So
Yeah. That's so good. And then I was just thinking, because you're like, what else can we do? Action. We can
mm,
look. I picture like looking at all the things that in our lives, if you're a Christian, that
mhm.
God has
Oh, right.
reframed.
Yes.
So it's almost like I picture looking down a hallway of all the situations and
Mm,
circumstances and seasons
yes.
that God has fixed or renewed or restored or
Mhm.
recreated
Yep.
that I never ever thought he could in
Mhm.
ways that I wouldn't have imagined. So that probably helps the most for me
Yes.
is like remembering. So I always keep an
Yeah.
answered prayer journal of things that God did, whether
Yep.
it's like took a month or years, it could be all different categories of life. So yeah, like
Yeah, you
looking back.
said, when we were talking about it before, you said just when you're feeling anxious, another quick way to get to peace is look at the walls. Just look at the walls
Yeah.
and look at everything that he's done and how it basically becomes a mosaic. Even if those frames in the
Mhm.
moment were broken and
Mhm.
ruined or tarnished or tainted or black and white versus full color,
Mhm.
um, it's beauty,
Yeah.
because we're still here and we can look back at it. So that's a blessing in itself,
Totally.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm. I always sweat when I get all passionate about this.
Yeah. Wins?
Yeah, I'm gonna do our
Yeah.
wins. So every week, Jess and I share something that we're proud of or we
Mhm.
accomplished, and then a fail because I feel like you always feel less alone when you talk about the things that you're struggling with.
Yeah.
Um, you want to go first?
Sure. So a win for me is that I'm maintaining some routines that I have. Like, I'm so proud of this laundry system that I have
Oh,
going.
still riding
And
the
I
high on
I
that.
am,
Right.
I am, okay? And
It's like the sparkle in your eye that you have your laundry system. I will never have. That's the difference between you and me. Just there's no level. There's
listen,
nothing that
I don't like laundry, I don't like cleaning, I don't like systems. So
I
I'm
think
proud
you
of it
do like the
because
systems.
I like the systems, I just didn't know how to.
All right. So sorry,
Anyway,
I interrupt.
okay,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry.
It's still a win because usually I'll start a whole plan, and then by week 2, it's not.
Okay.
So
So you're going
it might
back
be
to
week
old.
2. It might be week 2, actually.
She's still using
Yeah.
laundry. What are they?
Oh,
Just
no.
baskets that you labeled? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. How rude.
Listen, you keep making fun of my black mold ice.
And your refrigerator.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
I mean,
Listen,
I'll have
listen.
maybe if I see the system,
All right,
I'm sure I can't
I'll
envision
send you
it.
a
Yeah,
picture
I'm sure
tonight.
it's
It's
amazing and good for you, Jess.
whatever, and that's all I need to get by if you I'm not even sharing my real fail. Yeah, my biggest fail is I could share, but I won't. So if that's what's getting me by every time I get
Oh no,
my
I'm sure other people out there can.
okay, all right, moving on, moving on. Um, it's not just that; it's that even through hard times,
Mm.
I show up and I know I'm doing a good job at work, and that's actually really hard to do. To show up with a smile on your face and stay positive with 20 something kids in your classroom that are all like, "Good morning." And you're like, "Good morning." And
Couldn't
you
do
have to
it.
pull it out of
God
yes.
knows I couldn't
So
do it. Yep.
it's all of that. It's like
Yeah.
I am gonna keep on ticking even though I take a licking.
Mhm.
My fail though is like no matter how hard I try, I still mess up with the things for my own kids, like their paperwork or their I literally got a parent square yesterday about pencils.
What about pencils?
Ugh. Your son?
Parents Fair, you guys, is the app that we get
It's
when you're
the
a public
devil.
school system for our town. I bet most parents have some form of it. So Parent Square is
Yeah,
our app
yeah.
form.
I
But
think
what
there's,
about the
like,
pencils?
Clever and all these other
Like
ones.
bring pencils, don't bring pencils?
It
What?
was like, your son hasn't had pencils, and every day he asks for pencils, and
Oh,
by the time he gets to the
you were
next
pencil
class,
shamed.
I was
Oh,
pencil
that's
shamed.
even worse. That's
And I do, and there's bigger mistakes I make with that, but, like, what I'm saying is I'm I'm actually new to the public school system because I used to homeschool and all this stuff and new to working, but I am now a public school teacher who has to run a whole parent square for my own students. And it's like somehow I keep missing valid information for my own
that
kids.
must be weird. That's
It's
weird.
so
Like so
weird.
frustrating.
And it's so,
Yeah.
that's
That's a mind
such a problem. But
bend.
it made me think of the saying, the shoemaker's children have no shoes.
Totally. And the
And it
painter's
just,
house, the chip is the painting chip
yeah.
is
So I'm
yeah.
doing my best. And that was a failures all around in that area. So I have to set a goal and I have to work on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Mm,
I feel that. So yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't miss those. Mine are older
Oh,
now.
the
There's
worst.
so much. It gets so much. Well, it gets easier teenagers, but anyways, I can't
Yeah.
stand all the notifications. I probably get.
Yeah.
I have two in the high school. I get probably like 5 a day of these notifications.
Yes,
It's a little
because
much.
it's like Facebook. It's like just
Yeah, it
over
is.
posting,
And I
like
don't want to turn the notifications off because heaven forbid I'll miss the
right.
like
But it's like,
yearbook
how about
cutoff.
stop posting about
That's the problem. It's overkill, so you miss the important.
What?
I'm so glad I'm out of that. My fail. Oh no, sorry, my win. Oh, so this is so random, but I've talked about financial things before because everybody who's been divorced can feel the pain or at least experience you're on your own again financially.
Mm,
Your whole house and bills and
mhm.
everything.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. So I have been hearing about crypto and investing in
Ooh.
digital money for years and years. I mean, all of us know what
Yeah.
Bitcoin is, and but just like my brother-in-law is big into it. And I was talking to a friend weeks ago, and he was all into it. And he's, I don't know. I was just like, there's no reason, even though I don't even fully understand it. I try so hard. And when someone who's so
Yeah,
smart and they're into that like industry is
yeah.
talking, and you're just like, how could I even fake like intelligent responses to what he's telling me? I'm pretty good, but it was like, don't pause, bro, because
Mhm.
I'm gonna be like, yeah,
He
no,
probably
like
doesn't want you he probably would love for you to be like,
doughy eye. Yeah, but it's my money, so I feel like I
"Oh,
have to at
true,
least
true.
check, you know?
This
My win
isn't
is
football.
yeah,
This is
okay.
your
So I'm
money." Yeah.
like, so I literally did I downloaded the app and I
Mhm.
had to like do it actually with my brother-in-law. Can you just make sure I'm like saying the right buttons
Yeah,
and not putting 4,000 instead of
yeah.
400 and like EHC or whatever the heck, whatever Ethereum is. But I did it. And I'm just like,
Get your money up,
yeah,
girl.
and it just made me think things are not something like that when it's so
Mhm,
foreign. I mean,
mhm.
I work in books. I'm not into money or finances, but it's
Yeah.
like we can do this. This is not just for the smart savvy or the
Mhm.
young. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
It's
gonna like
small beginnings
it's small
and
beginnings. Yeah.
small
And it's
beginnings.
actually like unwise. I've learned it's unwise just to have not that I have a ton of money sitting in
Mhm.
savings, but if it's just sitting
Oh,
in
yeah.
savings,
Yeah, yeah. You have to diversify.
listen to you. All right, joke girl.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Do
I
you
do
invest
in
in the
general.
bit world?
No, I don't do any
Okay.
digital stuff. I went very traditional.
Yeah, like just
Yeah, like what I have a financial planner or somebody who helped me because it started to get so overwhelming. And I also was like afraid of what to do with it. I'm not the type.
after divorce?
Yeah, because I didn't know or just everything. I needed a financial planner
So
because it's
good
kind of
for
like
you.
retirement or
Yours, I didn't have any autonomy or involvement
yeah.
with both prior
Mm.
marriages. I mean, I didn't even,
Yeah, I don't know
yeah,
if I didn't have involvement. It was just that I was a dependent, so
yeah.
I didn't get to make my own decisions 100%.
Because just for those of us who are first time, Jess was a
Yeah.
homeschooling, stay at home wife
Yeah.
that didn't work
Yeah.
because of
So I
homeschooling.
literally had to or it
I know
felt
anything
like
mail order bride. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like, obviously, I knew the amount of money that I could live to
yeah,
get the kids an ice cream cone.
very different.
It's very different than, any big decision.
Yeah.
I mean, even, like, probably spending a couple $100 on getting hair done
Mhm.
was big enough of a financial decision that I had to kinda
Check in.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Don't miss
I
that.
don't either. I can I mean, I'm free to fail. I'm
Yeah,
not saying I'm winning at it.
I'll take it though.
Oh my gosh, my definitely electric got cut off a couple times, and it's not even because of, my
It's probably because you
financial
just didn't
situation, I just couldn't get
exactly.
it together. Yeah.
Exactly. My water got turned off
Yeah.
years and years ago, and I was a
Yeah.
single mom, and it was because I just didn't even see the
Yep.
water bill. Yep.
But we should talk about that because like, on an episode, because
Yeah,
women should be able to
yeah.
do
Maybe we'll
this.
bring like an empowered CPA on or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so my fail really quick. It's not a big one, but I feel like I want to be a better auntie. Every week I'm like, okay, I have these nieces and they're just so sweet and I just love them. They're
Mhm.
my respective sisters' oldest daughters and I'm like, all right, I got to take them out for ice cream this summer. I have to do more. Like we were supposed
Mhm.
to have an end of the summer sleepover, now it's getting later and I still will, but I just feel like I'm just been
Mhm.
ever just get disappointed in yourself in certain genres. Like I wish I took my nieces out for coffee more, or I wish I went to more of the nephew's games, or I wish I
Mhm.
even inviting my parents over for dinner. Like they're getting older now, and I'm gonna start. That's not a
Mhm.
fail, but it's in that realm of it's hard when you have a full-time job, your own kids, full life.
Mhm.
Those are the things that you kind of just have to be disciplined about. And I don't, it feels sad saying that in that way about people that you love,
Yeah.
but I haven't been great.
So let's reframe that.
Oh, yeah. Cause I always, how many times I say the
Because you
word
know
guilt?
what? It's the fact that you are even thinking that way makes you
Mm,
probably better than a huge majority of aunts,
really?
period. Yeah,
Okay.
to be honest.
All right. Thanks, Sucky Aunts. I feel
Yeah.
all right. Thanks. Makes me feel better.
Thanks for existing, because now I feel better
Oh,
about myself.
yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
feel
Thanks.
good
Feel
about
better.
that.
All right, guys. Drop a comment about your wins and fails because we always love hearing about them. And I would love to put like some of the scriptures and some of the links to the articles we were talking about. We'll put them in the show notes. So,
Yeah.
see
And the
you.
therapy, that
Oh, yeah.
serious therapy. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
it's important.
All right.
Okay.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Get